Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is an update on Rune. I'm not currently in a trade on this, but I just wanted to show you a couple of options that I am tracking and looking to get an entry in this. It's just hard to say where at the moment, and I'll show you of all the different patterns available. There's a lot going on Bitcoin too, so a lot's going to rely, in my view, of what happens over there. But this is a pretty crucial area. Right now I'm leaning to this alternate count you see in white, where this is our 1, 2, 3. We got an A expanded flat B looking for 5 waves down, or 3 as a WXY, or 5 as an ABC before we go up for our 5th wave. But looking to stay somewhat within this channel. If we go too far off, it's likely something else. We can also move correctively. This is just an alternative. I just don't want to make it too complicating for you. But also this could be an ABC. We then get an ABC, and we can move correctively up to the upside as an ABC. That would be my alternate count, but it doesn't matter too much at the moment, just because the direction would be similar. I just look for the long and see how the waves print out afterward. But if you've watched this video or my analysis previously, you'll remember that I had a few different counts going on here. We did have a nice trade to the upside from this area up to here, which was a nice little 5-to-1 we got, but we took profit here because, geez, what is going on with my drawing tools? Sorry. Because the wavelengths of this, we thought this could have been potentially the finish wave here, but the retracement here was too deep. This actually reached a 1-to-1 extension of this wave here. So the way I am currently counting this is that this is an A. We then have a flat A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. And we're coming down for our bigger C wave. So I do not think this is a triangle anymore. I think this is actually just an A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I can be corrected. The market has a way of doing that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a flat, and looking for this to turn into a 5-wave pattern like so to the downside, or more complex, this could be an ABC, and we get a B, C like so. And that would just change this from an ABC to a WXY. Again, same direction, so we'll have to see what we get when the wave prints out. But at the moment, looking for this to correct the downside, alternatives would have to be that this was a triangle. Jeez, my drawing tools. I need to restart my computer, guys. Sorry. I'll try and get this finished up here, but the recording program is really giving it a run for its money. So alternatively, I had this as a triangle here, A, B, C, D, E. So our 4th wave is over here, and this was a triangle, and this is a 1, 2, 1, 2. But the issue with that, just want you to understand, is this 1-to-1 extension you see is equal length here. And usually when you get equal lengths, it's like an ABC, right? If it was a 1, 2, 1, 2, I would have expected it to be a little shorter, come up to here, come back, have a quicker correction, and then take off. So it doesn't have the signs of being a second 1, 2. Again, it can be. It's just guidelines I'm following, but I want to go with where the probabilities are, and they say that's likely not a second 1-2 at the moment. Now down at the smaller scale here, I'll go down to the 15-minute. This correction was really difficult. This is the best way I think is to count it. So this would have to be a 1, 2, 3. We then had a running flat for our B and our C, and our fourth wave is right here. And then we had our fifth wave down as either a 1 wave or an A wave. It channels nicely here too. The third comes out over the edge. We had a divergence here between the third and the fifth. So it looks good as an impulse down to here. The question is whether it's an A wave or a wave 1. And then I have a W wave, complex correction. We had our X wave or B wave, which came between the expanded X or B wave area we'd expect, which is the 1.236 to 1.382 extension of this first wave, hit right in that zone. And looking for this to be an ABC to finish as our Y wave. Now a couple different issues with this is we're already at our 1.618 extension. Again, we haven't gone above it, but we're getting very close to it. But we can come as high as the 2.618 if need be. Again, out of probability area, but it would be valid there. And the 1-to-1 extension of this first wave, if we just get an ABC here, is 218.1, and that lines up with the 786 of this first wave here. You can see pretty closely that it lines up with the 786. So the question is, where do we pivot from here? That's an area I'm quite interested in just to see what happens there. Oh, just going to draw a little box there, right in this area. So this is currently a wait and see for me. If we got that 1-2, 1-2, we'd expect this to just take off. I might end up missing that trade if that happens, but I would try and find a good entry. So at the moment, looking for this to complete, and the higher we come, we can even break this top. The higher we come, the more likely I would expect this to be a flat, and this would have to be recounted. Now I did look at this as the possibility, in case you saw this, but it doesn't work, is ABC 1, come up, ABC 2, 3, ABC 4, 5 is a leading diagonal. It doesn't work because I measured the fibs, pulled the fibs here, and the third wave would be, which would be this one, would be the smallest wave, so it doesn't work as a leading diagonal. This is the best way I can count it as a 1-2. So looking for this to be, the higher we go, the more likely it becomes an ABC rather than a wave 3. And in which case I would expect it to turn into a WXY, which would just be a complex correction. Expect another zigzag all the way down to that 1-to-1, like so, rather than 5 waves. But I will keep you up to date on this. The question is just how do we get it? The only real alternative I see for the bullish scenario is that it has to be a 1-2, 1-2, in which case we'd take off pretty soon because our bottom would technically have to be in. But that's what I'm going to do at the moment. I'm going to be paying attention to here in this area. And the way I might consider taking a trade is if we come up to this area and reject in a small 5 waves on even the 5-minute candles, I might wait for a 3-wave retracement. Again, it depends on what wave count I get, and I'd enter at the 618 of that wave down and target the 1-to-1 extension of this wave off this pivot. So I'm going to be paying attention to that, maybe try and get into that if I get a nice wave count. But it currently looks like we need a little bit of upside here. Hard to say. This could be our A wave. We could come down here a little lower, then come up like so. Get our correction in, and then look for that impulse down for a really nice tight entry. All right, guys, that's my update on Rune. If you want to follow along, make sure to subscribe because I'll be updating every pivot I take and my trade setups where I'm putting my entries and exits. All right, guys, thanks for watching.